Infinite jumps are one of Ratchet and Clank 3 Up Your Arsenal's hardest speedrunning tricks. This is a tutorial for IJs and they're used in VR Skip, which is used in all main leaderboard categories except for New Game Plus. Before you start, make sure you have the Tyhrra guys in the top center slot of the quick select, as it will make everything 100 times easier. Every set of infinite jumps will start with a trick called a Tyhrra-Jump. This is a neat and easy way to gain a tiny bit of extra height. The inputs are simple. Whilst in the Tyhrranoid form, press in rapid succession square x square, then x and x again to double jump out of it. Note that Ratchet must be holding the wrench when he turns into a Tyhrranoid for this to work. From this jump, the IJ begins. As Ratchet completes the second of his jumps, you'll hear this sound, presumably his tail whipping over his head. As you hear this sound, hold triangle to open the quick select. The following inputs are by far the hardest. Select the Tyhrra guys and let go of triangle. After a brief pause of around 1/4 of a second, press square, triangle, square. Then press X twice to jump out of the mid-air wrench swing. The pattern then continues. Other runners have different methods of these inputs that include multiple presses of each square and or triangle, but personally I think these are needless and often confuse people who are trying to learn them. The amount of time between your square to triangle and triangle to square inputs should be almost exactly the same. If you get the perfect timing on the first square press, you'll hear the wrench clank as if it hit something, and these particles will show. Now here is a list of what might be going wrong. If you're hyperstriking, either your first square input was too early, essentially hyperstriking before you could start the animation of the Tyhrra guys, or your last square input was too late. Alternatively, you might not have selected the Tyhrra guys from the quick select. This is probably the most common way of losing an IJ. If you are caught falling as a Tyhrranoid, a few things may have happened. Either your triangle input was too early and was thus eaten, or your first square input was too late and you have missed your chance to trick the game. Finally, if you fall as Ratchet holding a weapon, your final square input was too soon, so no wrench swing was able to occur. It might take a while to get some consistency going, but when you feel comfortable that you can chain a good number of IJs together, head over to the hangar as a Tyhrranoid. Stand as close to the open side of the hangar as you can, while still having the menu open to activate it. Now press very quickly square triangle square, and then quickly long jump out using the thruster pack. Head over to this end canister and go behind it. Stand roughly in the center of the canister and start doing infinite jumps out the right side. If your Tyhrra-Jump was timed right and was in the right position, you will have clipped outside of the Phoenix. For the first few jumps, the camera often likes to try and screw you over here. This is when sticking to your guts and your timing based on audio cues helps hugely. The angle which you aim towards is difficult to explain, but generally speaking you want to be veering right away from the main section of VR. After just under 20 jumps or so, you will have made it to the end of VR training. If your IJs are losing too much height, your inputs overall are too slow. This is important as although you don't need to gain much height here, losing too much height can screw you over. Once you're close enough to the end, you can just hover down. IJs are no doubt hard, and dropping them can be pretty frustrating, but just like with a lot of VR, practice and patience is the key to success. I hope this tutorial has helped you learn what you were looking for. If you're having any trouble, leave a comment below and either myself or some other nerd will try to answer. Thanks for watching.